If there aren't any, then through a curative amendment.
That's not how it works, though. The curative amendment doesn't speak to what's available. The curative amendment speaks to we don't allow it in any zone. You have the ability, like a lot of places, they'll acquire property because they want to put their industrial use in, and they'll buy somebody else out. That's just how zoning works.
So the answer is that it's not, they're not going to.
There's nowhere to put one in.
You'd have to buy somebody's heavy industrial property off of them.
Say again?
You'd have to buy somebody's heavy industrial property off of them.
So otherwise, there's no place to put it in Cecil Township.
In the heavy industrial, Mike.
I'm asking, where is that?
That's what I'm saying, wherever
Well,
heavy industrial
If
is.
you had a workshop saying you're trying to promote them doing their job, bringing in drilling and whoever else, but there is no place to put it. I'm asking you to assist them in finding a place. Do we have one?
You'd have to put it in heavy industrial, Mike, that's your answer.
That's no answer. You haven't given anybody an answer. That's why they keep fighting about it.
Thank you. Is there any other comments from the floor?
Well, I got news for you.
Settle
Just
down,
point.
Mike, you're...
No, I'm not settled down.
No, Mike, you don't need to be disruptive.
Andy, you haven't answered a question since I've been asking this question. All you do is say they have to go find some. That's the issue. Where are they going to go? You want them to fish for a place to find out whether you're going to
We're
approve.
going to move on now. Is there any other questions from anybody else? Okay, then we're going to...
Are you going to answer my question?
We're going to move on to the next... We've already answered your question, Mike.
You have not.
All right, now, next on the agenda, before the administrative reports, we're going to go to the conditional use hearing we just had on resolution number 105-2014.
Andy,
Consider
can
conditional
I
use...
stop you for one moment? I'm sorry.
No,
Just one
we're
moment.
already moving on now. Why
Just
you-
one quick moment, because it's not even 7:30 yet. I just was up here speaking, and I kindly said, you need to listen to the residents of the township when they're asking questions and they want an answer. Please, take the time to answer them.
I did.
Obviously, you didn't,
It
because
doesn't,
it's
just
very
because you don't
frustrating.
agree with the answer doesn't mean that...
I didn't hear a correct response to that. Is there, and no, he wants to know, where is that place going to be?
Did you look at what the Supreme Court wrote? You have to put things in like zones, so you have to put it in a heavy industrial.
Okay, so there is not a heavy industrial area in Cecil Township.
There is
That
heavy
means there is not going in there.
There is heavy industrial in Cecil.
So
Where? He's asking where?
We have a zoning map that identifies all.
Okay, then I think we need to get the zoning map and explain to this man where. Take the time, please.
Mike knows what I'm talking
You know
about.
what, we
No, I don't.
what I'm trying to say is, you know what, and I didn't read this part of my letter when I was up here, because I didn't want to be rude. But we pay each and every one of your salaries. We voted you into this township. We voted you in because you were supposed to be honest and sincere. But it seems like once everybody gets in here, nobody seems like they want to answer the township people's questions. Nobody wants to take the time for the township residents, and that is so sad. And you guys really need to take the time.
Okay, well-
I don't come to these meetings because I get so frustrated.
I
Take your
was-
respect
I feel like,
and listen to
with
people.
all due respect, we do answer the questions, but
It doesn't seem like you
Can
do.
I
It
listen?
seems like you go in circles.
I listened. Can I speak for a second?
Yes.
We do answer the questions. Just because it may or may not be what certain residents want to hear doesn't mean that we're not sincere or we're not trying. There are areas in the township that are zoned heavy industrial. It may not fit Mark West's plan. We can't help that.
I understand that, and that's
So,
what I think
I'm
this man is
sorry.
simply asking. Not that I know anything about, but he's asking a question, and it seemed like it went in a complete
With
circle.
all
and
due
it
respect,
answered
you
them.
answered that question. It's
You
just
did not.
my...
I disagree.
You can't, Mike, you can't put a heavy industrial activity in a residential...
Then my question
zone. You have to put it
is,
in-
everybody on the board is saying they support drilling. They support drilling.
Time out.
Tell me where they can put it.
Time out. Someone had to walk out with her child because you were yelling. We are more than happy to listen.
Hey, I don't want to hear it.
Please.
Okay, I've been coming to these meetings for a year and a
All
half.
right, this is that's it, we're moving on. That's all.
Good for you.
Go, Teresa.
Good for you.
We're just repeating the same same thing over and over again.
I would like
We're not
to
gonna do it.
respond
We're
to
gonna
the
move on now.
question.
I'm
It's
going
my
back to the
understanding-
resolution.
I'd just like to answer the question to the best of my knowledge.
And this is the last comment we're taking on it right now.
It is my understanding that the size that Mark West needs is not available. There are small I-2 areas in the township, 3 and 4 acres, that are right against the camps. Right against Muse, there's one, I think that there's maybe 2 acres right against Hill Station, or 4 acres, something like that. None of those are sufficient size to do anything with, to the best of my knowledge, and I'm telling you everything that I do know.
Okay.
There's nothing that I'm aware of that would accommodate the size that they need.
Okay, thank you, Elizabeth. All right, now we're moving on to this resolution here, number 105, 2014. Consider conditional use application 2013-005, In-N-Out Grocery Store, revised automotive gasoline station, location 3369 Millers Run Road, Sagar, Ucani, applicant. Now, this is what we just had the conditional use hearing on just a little bit ago at 6 o'clock. And I know there were several conditions that we were talking about on there. Some of them, one of them was the traffic study we were concerned about, that the traffic study be complete. And I think we talked about the hours too, that they'd be open. And Tom, did you have one?
That's actually an HOP, the Highway Occupancy.
No, it's a traffic study, yeah, or yeah.
I have to interject here. I need to make a comment. Whether you like it or not, if I'm out of business, the chief will throw me out of here. But I personally,
On with this.
as well as the taxpayers in this township, resent your dictatorial practices.
Moved on.
You can run it like a schoolroom, or you can run it like a public office. And that's what this is. This is a public office, and it's paid for by these taxpayers. It isn't paid for because you're the chairman of the board. As the chairman of the board, you should be the one to be duly respectful of all these people. And I personally resent it. You're talking over me.
I know, because you're out of order right now. You had the opportunity.
I don't give a damn about your half-ass policy.
Okay.
You made the policy, and it's not the acceptable method. I've been doing this for 40 years, and you're a newbie to the township, and you're going to change everything like hell.
Sit down, Paul, you're being disruptive. Now, this is going to be...
I hope so. You don't like it? Throw me out.
You're asked to leave now, Paul. Would you please leave the meeting?
I will. I'll be glad to.
Okay, please leave.
And Andy, you can kiss my backside. I have no respect for you. Our former supervisor, anybody that sat in that chair has had respect. You don't.
Okay, Paul, you said your piece. Bye. Thank you. Okay, now we're going back to the conditional use.
No, with the condition, Tom, yours is contingent, not a condition. Correct? With the HOP?
Can be conditions.
Well, the reason is under the rules, if it's a condition, now I've got to write an opinion.
I hope you got
If we add any conditions, to me, it's just an approval contingent upon they get that approval, which they would need anyway.
The HO.
Right, it's required by PennDOT anyway. So
Right, so that's what I'm saying. If we make it contingent upon it, negates we have to write a formal opinion on it.
But it's going to be.
Well, we might have to anyway if you put traffic studies in, so.
No, he didn't mean a traffic study, he was the HOP.
Just the HOP. And I think the hours of operation doesn't necessarily need to be a condition. The applicant seemingly agreed to that, and we can just put that in as part of the approval. Am I correct?
That's right. There's 6 in the morning till 10 in the evening, 7 days a week,
We
correct?
can just have their application amended to reflect that that was what they were requesting the time period.
Do I have a motion on that?
I'll make that motion to approve the conditional use.
I have enough shit.
Okay, do I have a second?
I can't take it.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye. So moved. Okay, while we're on this subject here, we're going to go and come up with number 112, 2014, and that is going to be the site plan for the, consider a site plan application for the In-N-Out Grocery Store Automotive Gasoline Station located at 3369 Millers Run Road, Sagario County. Applicant. You pulled up the site plan for us here. This is basically what we went over whenever we had the hearing just a few minutes ago. We discussed everything. Is there any further question from the supervisors?
Yeah, I have a problem adding things on without consideration. I have in the past as well.
Adding one.
To the agenda?
Yeah. We've not had a chance to consider it.
Well, we just added that because Dan had said that nothing was going to change, and instead of having them come back for a second month out of consideration.
Can you address the site plan for us, Dan? Because you said there really wasn't anything that's going to change if we would move them up a month from going forward.
Yeah, we've been back and forth on reviewing this plan, and the latest plan that we have in our possession addresses all of our comments. I think the only thing that we would recommend as conditions of this is that there be a developer's agreement. Bruce, between Bruce and I, we would recommend it, again, it be contingent upon a developer's agreement being executed and the HOP permit being issued. Yeah, the site plan.
And Bruce, has the planning board already approved the site plan too?
The planning commission has recommended approval